Hi everyone, this is Brahma, your Uber driver. Today I would like to give you 10 tips about how to make a minimum of $300 in 8 to 10 hours being Uber driver. I've been driving Uber for almost 5 years part-time, and my average earnings are at least $1,500 to $2,000 a week driving Uber, and I drive 8 to 10 hours in a day. And I've been following these steps which I have shown below. If you follow these steps, I'm sure that definitely you can make at least $300, minimum of $300 in 8 to 10 hours. Let's start. Start at 4 a.m. and accept airport drop-offs. I'm sure some of you can make it where you can start at 4 a.m., start driving or start accepting trips. And most of the time, if you see your Uber driver app, there is a surge. Definitely, there is a surge during early mornings from 4 o'clock until 6:30. That surge is if you are living close to airport, the surge is at least $10 minimum. And if you're living far from the airport, like 20 to 30 miles, I'm talking about Boston. If you live 20 to 30 miles away from the airport, then the surge would be at least $15 to $20 if you accept your next trip. Even sometimes some areas you see, if you see the app, there's even $30. In my next video, I'll show you how much is the surge in different areas. So if you can start early at 4 a.m. and definitely you will have airport drop-offs. Each trip, I can tell you, you can make at least each trip you can make at least $30 to $40. I can tell you each trip you can make $30 to $40, which usually takes 30 to 40 minutes, not more than that. Let's say you started driving and started accepting trips at 4 a.m. and by 6 o'clock it's 2 hours, and I'm sure you will make at least $80 by 6 o'clock. Next thing, don't accept rides which pay less. I'm sure some of the Uber drivers, they have certain preferences where you guys do not want to accept any rides which are beyond the city. In other words, you have something in mind that, oh, if the trip is more than 10 miles, I'm not going to accept. Or if the trip is uh, like, which is willing to pay more than $30, oh, I'm not going to accept. I want to limit myself within 10-mile radius. I understand. But let me tell you, if you accept these small rides which pay less than $10, I'm sure usually in the city, you may see that the distance is 1 mile, 2 mile, but you may see that you're getting $10. But in the city, all the time, there's traffic, there are traffic lights, and sometimes there's no parking to park the car or to wait to get the passenger. So my suggestion to you guys is, if you want to make target amount of dollars, which I showed you now, more than $300, I suggest you don't accept rides which pay less. less than, I would say, $10. By that, what happens, you may be wondering if you don't accept, you may be wondering if I don't accept this trip, maybe my acceptance rate will go down. Nothing will happen. Forget about the acceptance rate. If you don't accept, somebody will accept that ride. Wait for a ride which pays at least $20. Accept rides which pays at least $20. That way, you need not worry about the next trip. And then within that $20, you can just finish that trip probably in 15 to 20 minutes. The next point is turn off future ride requests once you accept a ride. Generally, once you accept any ride, there is an option where you can turn off future requests in the app. Once you do that, once you're about to finish your current ride, Uber keeps sending you requests to accept the next ride. Sometimes, if you accept that ride, once you finish the current ride, you don't know whether there is a surge in that area or not, but you just accept it. Irrespective of the time, distance, you just accept it. Most of the time, as Uber drivers, I did the same. However, my suggestion to you is just turn off the future ride request once you accept a ride. Once you finish the ride, look for surge areas and turn on the app. Let's say, for example, you dropped off a passenger. Once you drop off a passenger, the app goes, your app is offline. You have to go again online by pressing the button in your driver app. So the best thing is, before even you turn on this app, you look for areas surrounded by you where if there is any surge. The surge in the sense, as many of your Uber drivers know what the surge means. In some particular areas where you see, if you accept the next ride, you get $5, $10, $20, etc. If that surge is nearby, let's say if the surge is within 1 mile radius or 2 mile radius, it's your call. I suggest you just to go to that area and turn on the app. Once you turn on the app, whatever the surge amount which is showing in that app, you get that amount in your next ride, which definitely helps to finish your goal. And this is a bold statement. The next one is prefer driving Uber than Lyft. I've been driving Uber and Lyft for almost 5 years, but 80% of the time I drive for Uber and 20% of the time I drive for Lyft. Why? The pay Uber pays drivers is significantly higher than the pay we get from Lyft. I can give you an example. I finished one ride. I accepted one ride while through Uber. I drove 4 hours. I got $389. In my next video, I will show you that trip as well, details as well. 4 hours, $389. Similarly, I accepted one trip from Lyft. It was actually 2 hours. It's supposed to take only 1 hour, 10 minutes, but it took almost 2 hours, and Lyft paid me $60. On the other hand, Uber for 4 hours paid me $389. Lyft paid me $60 for 2 hours. Imagine how much difference in terms of payout if you compare with Uber and Lyft. And if you ask me, I prefer driving for Uber than Lyft. make use of destination filter or head to destination feature. Everybody might have known that there is a destination feature in Uber driving app. In next video, I'll show you that as well. So let's say if you accept any trip which is 30 miles, 40 miles, or away from the city. Once you finish the trip, wait for a few minutes and see if you can get ride requests which is towards back to where you came from, wherever you want to. If you get the request, that's fine. Otherwise, just make use of head to destination feature. That way, Uber gives rides to you towards your destination. And head to destination feature, you have to, or you can utilize twice in a day. And I'm sure you know it and make use of it. And make use of destination filter or head to destination, which I explained to you. Pick next week quest. Before you finish that week, Uber, if you turn on the Uber app, the third one is called opportunities. If you click on opportunities, you'll find pick next week quest notification. And then if you click there, and you can see quest 1, quest 2, quest 3, and you can choose either one of these quests. And in that way, let's say, for example, if you choose 30 trips, quest number 7, 30 trips, if you finish 30 trips during that period, you get additional amount, which is bonus. Make use of it. The next point is sign up for extra amount for every trip. You see, sometimes in the opportunity itself, in the driver app, if you scroll down, you'll see sign up for $2 extra on every trip. Boost. And there's a timing like 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. or 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. So just sign up for each and every boost. So in that way, when you're driving for that day, and automatically you get that boost. So for example, if the trip is $10, the boost is $3, you get $13. The last point, or the last tip which I would like to give it to you, is during peak hours at airport, wait for surge. This is the common mistake most of the new Uber drivers do. Sometimes they come to Uber parking lot, and by looking at the waiting, if you most of the times, like, there may be waiting time, and they don't want to wait, and they just, what they do, they just accept the next ride, or Uber sends some notification saying, go to the pickup spot and we'll find a ride for you. But most of the time, some new drivers, they do this. They accept the trip, and then they just go and pick up the passenger to drop off. I prefer during peak hours at the airport, just wait for the surge. So the benefit of waiting for the surge is because the next trip, whatever you are going to take, you will get that surge amount plus the trip. Hopefully these points are useful for you, and in coming videos I am going to show you through my app each and every steps and some tools which are definitely going to be helpful for you guys. And hope you enjoyed this video, hope you like this video, and I request you to like my channel, subscribe my channel, and share to your friends or colleagues, Uber colleagues, so that they will also get benefited from these videos.